Working at the dump cause he doesn't commit any crimes. Every single week he sees the same trash can arrive. Never thought to ask why there always was a man inside. But inside a trash can you never know what you can find. Starbucks Wi-Fi and decent audio equipment too. So tune into Cold Hard Trash for you. It's a podcast. Welcome to Cold Hard Trash, CRT episode 110. I'm your host, Trash Can Jones.
And I'm Breg, your fellow host. Back in the OG spot.
Back in the dump.
Back
We're
in
out
the dump.
of Meat HQ. We're actually back in the more relaxing garbage dump. Got the open air around us. It's nice. It's nice. So you got me curious about this Chef Boyardee RC car already. We were looking it up right before stream. Apparently there was some Chef Boyardee RC car that got mistaken for a bomb that police were curious about.
Yeah, back in 2019.
Okay.
Right around the time I was about to graduate, they shut down the State Street Red Line stop and State Street as a whole.
Damn.
Around there.
Took it serious.
A spokesperson for DePaul University told a news outlet that a design student was responsible for the can on wheels, served as a prototype of a vehicle created for a class assignment.
Why was he driving it in the streets, though?
I don't test it out, man.
Yeah,
see if it can stand up to the real world.
I guess, but it's a Chef Boyardee can on wheels. When is that going to be why does it need to stand up to the real world?
Because when you go down, the aisle at the store and your little kid is like, "Mommy, but I want Chef Boyardee," and she says, "No." Then the can make it to the house.
Yeah, they need Chef
afterwards,
Boyardee.
and it goes through the street.
It's probably pretty interested in that technology. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. He's probably aiming for the
They
Chef
were probably
Boyardee.
paying for the research.
They go to DePaul University and pay the students. That makes sense. I remember those commercials. The Chef Boyardee can has to follow you home. That's how you get Chef Boyardee. It's like the cat distribution system. Nobody buys Chef Boyardee. Chef Boyardee just appears.
Mm-hmm. It has skateboard wheels.
I saw it. Look kind of wacky.
It is on some type of wooden connector for the wheels. They drew a face on the front.
Drew a face on the front.
There's a little wire on the back.
Which is full of raviolis, or is it an empty out can?
It is ravioli. It is a full can of ravioli.
It's just a regular can of ravioli.
Beef ravioli.
They didn't even empty it out and use it for the shell. They were like, "No, we're just gonna have the raviolis be the passenger."
They drew flames
awesome.
on it. I guess I don't have any proof that this is full. So the lid with the pop thing is still on top, but
they could have used a can
there's
opener.
a wire coming out of the back.
Yeah, I would. Well, it could just be that they're using that to complete a circuit then, because it's metal. If there's two wires kind of close to each other, I don't know.
Yeah, but if supposedly this is like a controllable thing,
it's got to have a motor and stuff. Yeah,
what kind of college? What grade is this going to get you if it doesn't have a motor or?
It's all ravioli powered. We use ravioli for the motor, for the engine, the transmission, marinara transmission.
But it left its mark. You can see. I need to see if I could. Yeah, it's right there in this picture. So you see, there's that picture of the cop car, and it's a rainy day and all that stuff.
Yeah, of course. Just gonna be one little speck in the background.
It's right there.
Yeah, I can see a little red dot. It looks like
Yes.
It could be a bomb. That
Blocks.
could be full of.
Stopped for this little go-getter.
Just drives right under the police car, and they're like, "No, it's breach containment. No, what could have gone wrong?"
It's a good project. I hope that student got an A.
Yeah, if it
was a sociology project, getting on the news.
Sociology? I thought it would be mechanics or something project. That's wild.
Yeah, but I don't know how successful it is if it's just to get on the news.
Yeah, okay, yeah, true. If it's to get on the news, then at first, I guess that's a sociology project. That makes sense as a sociology project. How are people going to react to something that is so innocent yet could be so deadly? Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, did he not get in trouble? I hope he didn't, but I feel like the police would probably try to get him in trouble. Him or her, whoever it was.
Yeah. So I don't I don't know if I mentioned it, but it does have flames on it.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Okay, cool.
Got flames painted on the side.
The
Hell
last
yeah.
little thing I need to make sure
It's fucking rad.
we get out there. We're reporting the truth here.
Police were like, well, we were about to give you at least 5 years for that, but you saw the flames, and it's pretty rad.
Rad as hell.
It's rad as hell. That's 5 years off, at least. So, nulls out. Penalties offset.
You have 3 years worth of jail time credited to you. Go and do what you want, kid.
You can do what you want, as long as you don't rack up 3 years worth of offenses.
Mm-hmm.
What if that's how it worked? What if you could, get anti-jail time? So, where you did such good deeds that, all right, well, even if you do a bad deed, we're going to let you go because of all the good deeds you did. Or, if you did so much good, by the time you're, 65, you could murder one person and get away with it.
The thing is, there's definitely... Well, one, let's look to fiction, that being Skyrim. You do get that if you're the...
Yeah, you can pay them off only, a certain amount of times, right?
Well, no, if you're the House Thane, you get at least one pure freebie.
Of just, I am the Thane, away with you. And they're like, sorry.
They're like, we'll look the other way, but, you can't keep doing this.
Right.
In real life, there's no way... They're not going to, document this, right? You're not going to have negative 3 years worth of jail time.
Right.
But, I feel like people do get away because they're, an upstanding member of the community or something
right.
like that.
Or they have a connection
crimes.
with police force and connection with politicians and whatnot, especially, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very true. An unfortunate part of our society. That be happening left and right.
Yeah, but it's not in the books. They don't.
It's not written law.
Okay, you can murder someone.
You get to murder. Yeah, it's okay this time. We will allow it. That'd be pretty funny if that was written in, just there was something it was crazy amount, you have to do 100 years worth of community service or something like that somehow. Mm-hmm. And if you can do that, then all right, we'll let you do one murder. You can pick one guy. Yeah,
they let you. They give you permission to commit 2nd-degree murder, but then if you plan on using that, then it becomes 1st-degree murder. So then it doesn't count.
So wait, isn't 2nd degree is just murder without planning, right?
Yeah.
And then 3rd degree is
but if you know that you can get away, if you have you can get away with murder,
right? It's planned in that moment at least. That's I guess
that elevates it.
Yeah, I guess it's basically it would just be used for you could shoot one random person as you walk out of a gas station. I guess this is that would truly be unplanned and didn't whatever.
Well, no, I think that would still end up counting as first.
Probably because again, yeah, you're doing the same thing. I know I can get away with this, so bang.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
there's
so
no safe.
But then,
no safe zone.
How would that even line up with 2nd-degree murder? How can you can't purposely do 2nd-degrry murder, right? If you set out to do it, then that automatically makes it right up to first.
Yeah. I mean, not a lawyer. I think it's dependent on. It's the whole crime of passion thing or whatever, where it's if you're in the moment and then you kill someone, you weren't planning on killing them, but you were in the moment.
You were punching them in the face real good, and then they were gurgling when you left them, but they died, in the hospital. So it's you killed them, but you didn't mean to. You were just beating them up.
I mean, you meant to attack someone,
right?
And that ended up killing them, as opposed to using a gun, which is a deadly weapon,
right? Yeah,
I think escalates it. Same with a car, I think.
Yeah, car you can get it can bump from vehicular manslaughter to with a deadly weapon pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. And Luigi Mangione was not charged with 1st-degree murder because it was in New York, and they have a whole separate set of levels that they do out there.
Huh.
And 1st degree has to be terrorism level or something like that.
Damn.
I don't know, but he was not charged with 1st degree.
Yeah, I wonder how that's going to all fizzle out. There really hasn't been much reporting on that as of recently.
Last I heard his lawyers were going to try and enter in a specific plea deal. Not plea deal, but a plea where they basically said that he did it, but at the same time, due to the circumstances, he wasn't in right of mind.
So essentially just an insanity defense sort of deal?
Not directly that, but something like that, where his responsibility for the situation is
alleviated from him. Yeah. All right. I guess that would make sense. I guess if they're going straight for it, I was on the fence of whether or not he even was the guy that did it, but all right.
I mean, I believed it right from the get-go. I just my thing is that the things about how the story wasn't lining up wasn't that he's a patsy that they can't get all the details straight for. It's they use technology that they don't want us to know about,
right?
In order to track them down, and that's what's causing the story not to line up.
Right, and it's probably what's causing a lot of the delays and the lack of covering on things, because if they covered it, then there would be a lot of revealing behind the curtain that they would not like us to see.
Yeah. Like half of the stuff also in his bag ended up being thrown out of evidence because they searched it before they were allowed to.
Smarts. Big brain moves. There's one thing I wanted to bring up when I first started to talk about things, is that just a little bit of a correction on, you mentioned that you like me talking about Resident Evil. I messed up on saying one thing, which was that the original reason that they started making the T virus after finding the progenitor virus in the plants, preemptive, God bless you, you look like you're about to...
Thank you.
The preemptive reason they made the T-virus was the chase for immortality, instead of creating super soldiers. Selling off super soldiers and bioweapons was just kind of like the secondary offshoot. Gesundheit again. I can see it coming. No, don't let it go away. Fan your nose. Fan it. You gotta make sure you sneeze.
No, it's just gonna keep going if I do.
Oh yeah.
I'm good.
Can you
All
stamp
right,
it out?
So they were looking for immortality, and then it made him brainless.
Right.
Lumbering.
Everything else I said was pretty much correct. Their first big success with the T-virus was on leeches, and the guy who made the leeches was like, oh, this is great because leeches feed off human blood. Maybe I could just jump straight to human testing, and that's what eventually made the zombies. And because he was wasting so much time on that, / he was making any bit of progress, his other partners killed him, took his research, and then that's why Resident Evil 0 got started and the whole infection got started, because one of the queen leeches found his body, ate him, and then was like, all right, I'm going to seek revenge, unleash zombies everywhere. So that's how that whole got started.
Does that explain the worm thing?
The worm thing was more from when the Plagas got introduced. So Las Plagas was more like they were able to morph the body and wormatize it, and after Resident Evil 4, when they got the sample and were able to kind of use that to make a new strain, I think that's what made the G virus when they put the
TP virus.
That's the G virus, what they called it, when they put the T virus in the progenitor virus, I think, when they put a plaga with it. And that's what made the new Resident Evil 5 worms. That's why they're very similar. They even say in Resident Evil 5, this looks like things similar to the Kennedy report, because they have very similar worm brain people. Mm. But yeah, that was the big thing, was that it just wasn't for just to make super soldiers. That just kind of happened to be. They were trying to chase immortality, which is what Wesker's whole thing is doing. He's one of the only Wesker children that was actually able to survive taking that new strain of the T virus that was supposed to be better than the one that made you a mindless zombie, but he kind of only barely survives it and needs constant injections, and then that's how you kind of end up beating him in Resident Evil 5. Spoiler, part of the way you beat him. Yeah, I just wanted to clear that up. I was a little bit wrong when I listened back to the episode. I was like, wait a minute, they weren't making super soldiers, because I had just listened to somebody do a history of Resident Evil video the other day, so my knowledge was refreshed after speaking the last time.
Did anybody correct you on Instagram?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, while we're here then, one, I did watch Gameoverse after that episode, and it was all right. I thought it was cool.
I've never watched it.
That line, still, bad line. Nothing that you've ever did is your fault. None of anything you've ever done is your fault.
Yeah, that doesn't...
You're just not responsible for anything that you do. There's another way you could word that,
yeah,
where you're trying to make them not feel bad about something, but it's just a bad way of wording it. Two, people were eating your ass up over that... the final game of that one football player you're talking about,
Dan Marino.
Marino. Yeah, apparently it was a playoff.
Yeah, it was a playoff game. I corrected myself in the clip that I posted that it was. I don't think it was a playoff game. I put a little asterisk that it was the AFC playoff, because when I was looking it up and looking for things of it, it was indeed a playoff game. I forgot. I only had watched highlights of it and only knew of it as Dan Marino's last game. I didn't realize it was also on the stakes of Miami was going home. Pretty funny.
So yeah, that is our corrections for previous episodes in this episode of CRT.
Sorry for
care
being
about journalistic
wrong.
integrity.
Yes, we are nothing if not proper journalists here. We tell the news, nothing but. I have more about Resident Evil, though, if you're willing to hear me spew on about it.
Let me have it.
So, Resident Evil is one of the games that I love because they go so in depth for their firearms. Ever since the first games, they were ones not to just say, this is just handgun with handgun ammo. They'll tell you it's like an M92F Beretta and it takes 9mm parabellum rounds. Like they'll go the full length to describe everything and have great details on the guns and whatnot. They go ham with it. And my favorite gun in all of Resident Evil history is the Red 9 from Resident Evil 4. And it has a super interesting, actual real-world history, which makes me, it's crazy that they put that gun specifically in Resident Evil 4 because it's such a unique snapshot and random in history. Mm-hmm. So the whole thing of it is, I think it's 1907, the Mauser CSI gets, or C97 rather, gets introduced. And it's the first gun that's able to be like a repeating semi-automatic handgun. And the way that makes it different from the handguns we see today where you can have the clip that you put in, cock back and that, is that the bullets were loaded in the top via a stripper clip and the magazine underneath was just welded, stuck there. Mm. So you would be able to put it in there, close it, and all the pressure would stay within the magazine, but it would have to be loaded one bullet at a time or with a stripper clip, all 7 at once. Mm-hmm. And the way that it was made was in 1907, there wasn't any sort of ammo standardization. So it was made in this weird 7.62 by 7.3, sort of rifle round, half pistol round. It became a very, very ubiquitous gun all throughout Europe and China and all throughout the East, just because it was able to shoot 5 rounds very fast. It was basically a rifle in your hand. It became known as the box cannon because it was such a powerful thing to be able to shoot at people. And it becomes one of the most ubiquitous guns all throughout the East. And then during the, I don't know if it's actually during the First Reich of Germany, but it is Kaiser Wilhelm, the guy who's the big bad of Germany in World War I. He does this whole thing where he's we're all making all these bullets and having all these guns and having to, have shitloads of bullets all around the army bases. And the people who make guns really don't have any incentive to standardize their ammo. So he gets a whole bunch of different countries in his the whatever alliance that he's in. He's all right, I'm going to have this whole thing called ammo standardization. We're going to have 9mm be our standard for all our pistol rounds going forward. Everybody gets on to agree with it. So he does something as a show to be so every soldier knows that it's coming, to be I'm the champion of this. He says, I'm going to take this most ubiquitous pistol in the Mauser C97 or whatever. I think it's either the CSI or the C97. I forget exactly. But I'm going to take this very ubiquitous pistol in the Mauser, and I'm going to rebrand it. I'm going to make sure I have this big contract with Mauser where they're going to make a new 9mm version of it. And because it's so ubiquitous, probably because half the soldiers, more than, have one of these at their house, and they use it for home defense or just for shooting things out of the farm or whatever, I'm going to make sure that they don't carry the wrong ammunition with them, try to load the wrong ammunition into it, by having every single one branded with a red number 9 onto the handle. And there's only about 100 or 200 of those ever made, only given to World War I German officers. And it's this super cool, ornate weapon, because even at the time it was given out, it was a super outdated weapon. It was made in 1907, World War I. By the time they did this, it was 1913, 1914. There is much better weapon technology, better pistols. The 1911 by John Moses Browning has been invented. There's been more pistols that copy that design. It's already an outdated weapon by the time he gives it to his officers. It's more of a symbol thing of look, we're making ammo standardization. Remember your old favorite gun? Now it's the new ammo standardization too. And it's, a very weird part of history, European history, weird, bad guy European history too. And Resident Evil's yeah, that's a cool gun. I'm going to take that. And it's going to be specifically the Red 9 variant of the Mauser is going to be this Resident Evil 4 gun. And it's the best goddamn gun in Resident Evil. And because it's just got this such unique thing of it's, you think it's a video game made gun. It's this weird old gun, got a weird handle, got a red number 9 branded on it. And you're what the hell is this? And you look it up and it's literally from history. It's that's cool as shit.
Maybe since the old one had such, maybe they just wanted a Mauser in there in general, right? And they look at that old one with a very specific ammo type, and that doesn't really fit with their philosophy of having would anybody use this pistol if it had such a specific ammo type that you're not going to pick up off of anybody, and you're not going to find it's going to take up so much space that you can't use with any other type of gun in your inventory, or we'll just use the version that was a 9mm, which will match a bunch of other weapons. It just so happens that the Germany in World War I created the only known version of this, and then they probably thought that shit's neat.
So you're saying
after making it fit within their game design philosophy.
Oh, wait. So what exactly are you saying? Are saying
there other 9mm weapons in Resident Evil?
Oh, yeah, of course. There's other 9mm handguns, but picking like the Red 9 to be like one of the 9mm handguns specifically.
It's the only Mauser that is 9mm.
Yeah.
The one with a 9 on it. The other ones aren't 9mm, so that
there aren't any other Mauser handguns in the game, but yeah.
Yeah, but they wanted a Mauser. They have to pick the one.
It's not like you needed a Mauser. That's saying Mauser's not like a super well-known handgun brand nowadays. It's kind of an old-time brand. That's why it's like it's very known thing is that broom handle pistol. So it's weird that they picked specifically that one. They have all the other ones that are like.
Well, it has to be that one. That's what I'm saying, because there's other 9mm weapons in the game, and you want to have that standardization of ammo in between them. The other version of the Mauser wouldn't work for that.
Yeah, but I'm saying why put a Mauser in there at all? it's a crazy weapon. It's just a crazy weapon choice. And then when you specifically, I understand, yeah, it has to be like the Red 9, but it's like it's one of the things like, all right, what handguns are we going to be able to put in there? I don't know. Let's put in like the old box cannon handgun because we could technically make it like a 9mm one. Like, oh yeah, all right, cool. It's just a weird thing to pull from. It's like the first handgun. Mm-hmm. It's wild. It's cool though. It's a cool bit of history. The fact that they even went so far because they didn't have to. Like there's like I was saying with other video games, games just do like handgun ammo, right?
Also, is there any like connection to like pre-Nazi Germany and Umbrella?
No.
Yet.
I mean, yeah, not really. No, Umbrella kind of does their own thing. They see themselves as bigger than governments, better than governments.
Yeah, but like. I mean, history. Like, when did they found the company? You know, who made the company in the first place?
In the 90s.
Oh,
I think it was like founded in the 80s, but then like throughout the 90s. Yeah, it's like in its company's inception. Like the first thing they did was like the T virus, and then it got out in Raccoon City in 1997 or 1990, whenever Resident Evil 2 came out. That's another cool thing. Even though they remake the Resident Evils, Resident Evil 4 still takes place in like 1999. Because literally, Leon says, like, 1997, 2 years ago, that's when Raccoon City fell apart. So you're like, oh, this is still, like, a time capsule type thing. Like, they still have their flip phones and different stuff like that because it's not modern day. That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. I enjoy the Resident Evil, like, the firearms they do and the fact that they're keeping it, like, consistent with being the time period. I love it. Loving all the remakes. Can't wait for more of them. I just finished the Resident Evil 4 remake playing Separate Ways. Super good.
Yeah, when do you think they're going to remake Village?
Probably never. The Ethan Winters storyline, I hope, is kind of just off in there. So the whole way it connects is that the reason that they started going to search after the T virus is because one of the guys, Oswald Spencer, I think, went and met the big bad from the Ethan Winters storyline, and that's it. And then he's like, "Oh, that's why we should go start generating the thing and go and look for flowers in Africa."
So what's the deal with Ethan Winters' storyline?
He's a guy, and he went to go find his wife. Turns out she got eaten by mold people, and then he goes and finds the source of the mold people, and then he kills the mold people. And that's it. There's not a whole lot like to it. That's why
what about the vampire lady?
You kill her and she's dead. That's it. She was like the first. That's if we want to get into this. Resident Evil Village was a good game, I'll give it, but it was just so weirdly paced. The vampire lady, Lady Dimitrescu, is the first 50% of playthrough of that game. At least it feels like that way. It's the first 50% of the time you playing the game. She is the first 1/4 of the game, like gameplay wise. But the time you play is 50% of that. And then the next one is like you find the baby, and it's like a weird little, or the doll woman, and you find that. And then the fish person, that's just a boss fight. It's like, and then you're done with the game. It seems like if it was a game from like 2008, and they had those like terrible development cycles where it was nothing but crunch, you would think it was like they spent the first 6 months of development thinking like, oh, we're going to be able to make this large scope project, and then after that they were like, hey, make the rest of the game in 6 months. And it was like, oh shit, and then they just made the rest of the game, and it felt not as complete. It felt like you're playing two different games when you're starting, because it starts off as like this creepy horror, like everything's going slow, and then as soon as you get past Dimitrescu's mansion, it's like, all right, you're just running and gunning boss fighting for the next 3 bosses, and then here's Chris again, and then you're back into it. Yeah,
I think I saw something of it where you're like fighting this huge like spider guy on top of a tower.
Yeah, I think so. Are you talking about the last one? You're like in the like scrapyard. You're fighting. I forget what his name is. I don't know.
I saw like years ago.
Yeah, there's a lot of different like spider-esque monsters. Are you talking about? Is that in 7 or Village?
Village.
Oh, yeah, it's probably like the scrapyard last guy. Are you talking about the "you boulder punching son of a bitch" line?
Probably.
Yeah. That's a real famous one because they reference the fact that Chris Redfield in Resident Evil 5 punched the shit out of a boulder, which we got to play Resident Evil 5. If you haven't played any of those games, we got to play it.
Multiplayer one.
Yeah. Super fun.
Speaking of playing multiplayer games, I've been asking a bunch of people to download Pokemon Champions. I realize I never got you to do it.
I'm not going to do that.
Damn it, why?
I don't play mobile games.
It's not. It's like a Switch game. It's just they made a mobile version of it.
Yeah, I'm not going to play a game on my phone.
I picked it up on the phone. It's actually really convenient, personally. It plays just like it does on the Switch. Do the whole Pokemon battle and everything.
Yeah, probably not going to play on my phone. Sorry.
Get your Switch out. Come on.
Phone gaming is not going to... Is it Switch 1 compatible?
Yes.
Even then.
Yeah, right? Why do you even ask?
I don't know. Getting into a whole Pokemon thing. Maybe. But is it like a whole thing where I'm actually going to be able to like go on a journey and like build my team and whatnot? Or is it just like...
No, we talked about this. It's just competitive. You log in, they give you 6 guys every single day. You can get another guy for free. You get tickets that let you get more guys quicker.
I don't know. Maybe. Doesn't really seem to bring my fancy. I haven't really played a whole lot of Pokemon lately because I just really haven't. The last time I played it was when I did randomizers for Crystal and whatnot. And when I was going through it, I just remember like, I remember Pokemon just being the thing of like, it's a fun, like, RPG thing, but I can't do it for long periods of time. It's it's kind of like Minecraft where I'm like, I really like it for a while and then I just can't. So I played like Pokerogue every day for like a month straight. And then after that, I was like, all right, I'm never touching this again. It's the way it goes. Maybe one day I'll get the hook to it, but not going to be today.
Yeah. Well, competitive is very different from all those other things where it's like, one, you're against another human. So it's about like, I mean, like we talked about it before. It's like chess-ish, where you got to like see what the other person might do.
Right.
And then like prepare for that.
And try to like anticipate them and yeah.
Yeah. I just want someone that I can talk to that understands what the hell that I'm talking about.
Well, when I play it, I'm definitely not going to understand what the hell you're talking about. It's probably going to take me a while to even learn this shit.
No, when you go through the motions a little bit and you like see like, oh, like I lost this, what went wrong? Like I've definitely had a lot of experiences where it's like, boom, I just instantly lost turn 1 to something I didn't expect, and it's like, well, now I expect it. And I went against a strategy that beat me turn 1 last time, and they forfeit because it was a different person, obviously, but the same strategy.
And it didn't work for them. They were just
knew it was coming, so I just countered it.
That's pretty good. Yeah, maybe someday, but it's not going to be today. Probably not tomorrow, but maybe someday.
Yeah.
Maybe someday. Isn't that from Casablanca? Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but you'll regret it someday. I don't know. I've never seen Casablanca. I just know that's like the really famous line.
I think
it's from that. Really?
Yeah.
No, isn't that they're on the runway or whatever?
I never seen Casablanca.
It's just one of those things where I've seen like so many other pieces of media parody it that I think it's one of the tropes or whatever that's like been on through. Like the thing with The Shining when Jack Nicholson throws his face through the thing. Here's Johnny. So many other things have done a version of that.
The Shining is like incredibly iconic, though. I feel.
Oh yeah, Casablanca was probably really iconic when it came out too. It's just like as time went on, people forgot about it.
And The Shining persevered for sure.
Yeah, I mean it's colored movies. Of course, it's going to persevere over a black and white movie.
Yeah, I don't know shit about Casablanca. I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
I don't know what the references.
Exactly. Nobody does black and white movies. Nobody knows nothing about black and white movies except that they existed. They were there at one point.
I've seen plenty of black and white movies.
Name one.
Italian Divorce.
I've never heard of it. Doesn't exist.
Okay.
How about that?
Speaking of black and white, though, did we talk about the new Spider Noir series?
I think so. I haven't heard a lot about it. Is it Nicolas Cage?
It is Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
because Nicolas Cage played Spider Noir in the original Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. The first one.
And they're going to make a whole series about it.
It's already out.
Oh. Is it on Disney Plus?
Yeah, probably.
That's probably why I haven't heard about it then.
But the big thing is that there's a black and white version and there's a colored version. Supposedly, Nicolas Cage was the one that pushed for the colored version to make the show accessible to children. Now, I watched an episode or two in the black and white one, and I gotta say, I don't even think it's really doing a lot for it. Because it's still, like, it's black and white over all of this CGI.
Yeah.
And, like, this, like, newer camera quality and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't actually feel like
you got to add some fuzz and film grain on there. You got to scuff it up.
It's like you got like their own version of Sandman in there, and he's like turning into sand and having sand powers and shit. Like, it doesn't.
Yeah, that doesn't work the same. If you're gonna try to make it a black and white, you gotta do the same kind of like practical effects and whatnot with it.
That's kind of how I feel about it.
Do a whole lot more of like seeing them in the shadow. Like, don't show them. Like, it's the more that you don't show, it's kind of what it is. You always got to build up to it. Yeah, did I ever tell you about the movie The Head That Never Died? It's one of my favorite black and white films. I just saw randomly one day.
No.
It's a whole story of this guy who is like a very debonair brain surgeon, or no, cosmetic surgeon, and also like brain scientist. I forget exactly how they frame it, but he like has a PhD, is like one of the most famous cosmetic surgeons in Hollywood, and also works on brains. He's like that's was like his study was that when he was in school. Anyway, he's driving with his girlfriend who, unfortunately, in a car accident gets decapitated. So, in his infinite abilities, he's like, I can keep your head alive, and then I will hunt for the perfect body because I'm the perfect guy to do it. I already have access to all these Hollywood starlets. I know how to decapitate people and keep their bodies alive. It's going to work out great. And the whole movie is like this guy trying to be like, a debonair, like seduce women. Then as soon as like the second they look away from him, it's like Jekyll and Hyde switch to like sizing her up. Like, all right, how's this doing? How's her legs look? Because he's trying to search for like the perfect dimensions and everything to try and like steal this body from a woman. It's really good. But then they just kind of fuck it up because the whole like what you don't see is every time it goes back to the woman's head in the lab, like basically begging to die, she like always looks over at this door that's rattling and she's like, oh, what's behind that? And the lab assistant goes, ooh, it's a big monster that nobody wants to see. And then at the end, when he eventually like finally gets the girl, like knocks her out, and the girl that he wants, and takes her back into the lab and is going to do the deed, the monster breaks out and just like destroys everything.
Oh, it's an actual monster?
Yeah.
It's not like
and it's just like an actual monster. And it's like, that's not the point of this movie. I don't care about this stupid monster. And then it just destroys everything, burns down the lab, and it's like, cool, well, this is another day that never have to worry about. Think this own monster killed his own creation, or killed by his own creation. That's supposed to be like the whatever lesson of the story. I don't know. It just kind of had a really frumpy ending. It was a cool movie, and then they were just like, by the way, the monster's here. It built like no suspense towards it. It was not a good payoff.
Well, we remember it black and white.
Yeah, it was a good. That's why I watched it. It was a black and white movie called The Head That Never Lit or Never Died, and I was like, that sounds kind of like a cool cheesy horror movie. And I started like watching it off on the side, and I kind of got hooked to it because it was really like actually like cerebral, like double entendre with a lot of the dialogue and stuff. Like I really had to watch it. It was good.
CRT correction. The movie was called Divorce Italian Style, I believe.
Oh.
Other black and white movies I've seen, Nadja, which is a sort of vampire daughter of Dracula type thing.
All right. Divorce Italian Style, real movie. All right, I'll believe you.
Yes.
Yep.
What other ones have I seen? I had this whole list that I just sort of came up with when you were talking about that, and now I'm trying to recite it, and I don't have it. Oh, The Time Machine.
Time Machine, like Back to the Future?
I mean, this is like an older. It's like a novel that was then turned into.
This looks like a color movie to me, pal.
Yeah, well, there's a colored version of it, and then there's the original version of it. And I've seen both in my literature class in middle school because that's when we read it.
Directed by the grandson of H.G. Wells. Huh? Neat.
Was it written by H.G. Wells? Maybe.
Maybe.
But no, there's an older black and white version of that. Yeah. And it's interesting because the stories vary very much. They're very different.
They very, 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 very.
Yes.
Very, very.
Buffalo, 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 buffalo. Real sentence.
He does. Yeah, no, black and white movies, they do have their place, but I feel like it's one of those things where a lot of if there were any tropes like left surviving through them, they have not lasted long enough. There's too many. I think what it is,
Citizen
there's just
Kane
more.
is like lauded as like the best movie ever.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Creation of the jump scare.
But I can't. Is that really where like the jump scare came from? I guess
It's generally credited as the creation of the jump scare, where like a and I haven't seen the whole movie, but like a parrot, just sort of like it cuts to a parrot like screaming.
I guess every jump scare then is a sort of a reference to Citizen Kane, but the actual movie references, I feel like there's just so many of them. Like so many iconic movies just keep coming out. Like there's just not enough space in the public sphere's mind to be able to hold on to like every legendary thing Humphrey Bogart did in the black and white days. You know, like Jack Nicholson was in the 60s, and that's about as far back as people want to remember at this point. Or when was The Shining? Was it the 60s or the 70s that it came out? I don't remember actually now.
Probably the 70s
70s,
at
yeah.
earliest. I think it'd be the 80s.
Really? Now I'm going to look it up.
But the thing is not because these things are...
1980 flat. Yep.
It's not because these things are in black and white, though. It's because they're old.
That's what I was saying. It's because like there's just so much more that's come after it. It's not. It's less that they're black and white and people don't want to look back. Some people do, but it's just there's so much more that there's not enough room in the zeitgeist.
Would you count Alice in Wonderland?
Didn't they just have like a reboot that came out?
No, I mean, it was in color, but it was of the like it starts out in black and white.
And so is Wizard of Oz.
Oh no, that's what I was talking about.
No.
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I wouldn't count Wizard of Oz. No.
Yeah, well, because it was in Technicolor, like they like physically painted in the frames. I've seen actually The Man on the Moon. They physically painted in those frames, and they had like different people. There's like you could see the changes in the color.
That's wild.
It was very actually no. I think Technicolor. I don't fucking know, but
that's wild if true.
The Man on the Moon. When you ever seen that picture of like a moon with like
the
a
grody
thing
face
stuck in his face?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a colored
the
film
rocket goes right into his face
with like people physically painted like into it. Like they take the black and white thing and then they paint like little blue robes or paint their robes blue.
That's pretty cool. That's a hell of a lot of work, but hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's I didn't know is that what Technicolor is?
Yeah, I don't remember what Technicolor is. It's different from that. I think it was the 3 camera thing.
Technicolor,
the filter cameras.
A style of very bright and rich colors, an informal word for making anything colorful or flashy. Yeah, so I guess that's not exactly
no,
what
like
is.
Technicolor technology. Look that up.
Yeah, the Technicolor they're saying it's just like a what you call it, a broad term.
It was a brand name.
It was a brand? Oh, Technicolor brand. They revolutionized color motion starting in 1915. Whoa.
Yeah, it's very old.
Crazy.
And we had black and white films continuing to be made after that. But it's like if we're moving it from black and white to age, these things are of the same age.
That's wild. Yeah, no, I'm going to have to look into more of that. That's pretty wild. If they were doing that back in like 1917, imagine if they were like, we can get you a color photo. We'll remember what your colors are. We'll paint them down.
Well, there was basically technology where you had to stay really still.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, like that's how the old pictures were. But even then, like as they made that, the amount of time that you needed to expose the film to the light, like they shortened it down. They would still have you stay really still, and they'd take multiple pictures, and they would have a different filter in front of the lens, and then basically those filter, it would be like a blue filter, and then anything that was blue, like the blue tones on you,
would all pick up a little bit.
Kind of, yeah, something like that. They're either washed out. Well, it's a blue filter, so it should be
everything would look more blue, and it would reflect more blue back. Yeah, more blue.
Or it reflects more blue away from the lens, I think.
So the light would be bouncing off of that and go into the blue. It would just make all of the light that goes into the lens look a little more blue.
Yeah, but the lens is monochromatic.
Right, but there's a filter in front of it that's blue, right? So everything that's and now going into the lens is now being filtered with that blue.
Yeah, but the lens is just black. Like the film at the end of the day is black and white.
Is that how it works? Because I thought it goes like the.
You know that they add the pictures together in the end, though.
Yeah. I thought it goes like if the light goes to the lens or to the film or whatever that is, the filter, then to the lens, and then the film is behind the lens, so it gets blued onto the film a little bit, and then they flip the filter out, and then they get
the light that comes through is like a blue tone,
right?
But the filter itself is blue, meaning that it reflects blue light.
Yes.
So,
and reflects blue light reflects or refracts, whatever that would be, into the lens to then make the picture that comes out onto the film blue. And they do the same thing with, I assume, red, yellow, or whatever the three are, and then put those three now films together.
something
I think,
like that.
yeah, that sounds about right.
But that was how they would take the color photos.
Science. We're doing science on here. That is 100% science backed with all certainty.
Yeah, I mean, we have like you even look at like hex codes now. You have like RGB, and then you have like luminance on there. Those are like additive color. So like when you add multiple colors together, you get to white, right? And then there's subtractive, which is when you add multiple colors to all the colors together, you get to black. Because you're adding together like pigments, so it like absorbs more,
Right.
stuff like that. But when you're doing additive, you're like adding more light, so it just fulfills more of the spectrum instead of blocking more of the spectrum.
Okay. Guess that makes sense.
But yeah, CMYK, that's ink.
That's cyan, magenta, yellow, and key. Often just black.
Yeah.
To make sure, because if you have it all white, then all the colors come out lighter. You want to key it to black so you have the nice base so you can just build upon.
Do you have a printer?
No. Well, yes, but we don't use it.
I have a printer and it just doesn't fucking work.
Yeah,
at all.
Printers just don't do that. I have my grandpa bought like a new printer and literally had like all of like, just a little pamphlet of like, this is what you're supposed to do to set up your printer. And we went through it with him to like, do all these things, press this button. It should print out a test page. Doot. All right, go on the thing, select printer in your email, print email. Network error. It's just like, what you're
I
supposed
think
to...
you're telling me about this and he felt bad, like, oh, I don't get the
Right.
technology nowadays. And you're like, Grandpa, don't worry.
I was like,
this
please
is just
don't.
printers.
Yeah, printers just... I was listening to a podcast of somebody who works in, like, the film industry, and he's like... he works with a lot of this stuff, like having to print off documents and send them, and he's like, I just want someday somebody invents a printer that just prints. It just does what it says it's going to do. It just prints and nothing else. That's all I want it to do. I feel like I got to go get a printer from, like, 1995 and hook it up. Like, back when printers were just the old... Because those shits never broke. They sometimes ate your paper and ripped it in half, but other than that, they weren't giving you like network
but the machine
issues.
itself doesn't care. It'll destroy your paper and it'll be like, I am the machine. Like, I am alive.
It's not going to have this little computer being like, oh, sorry, it says I can't go because the ink said no. It's just going to keep going. It's going to print your whole thing regardless of if it had ink. And if it didn't have ink, it's like, sorry, no, we didn't write anything. So the machine still went. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Printers
I hear that
suck.
the Brother brand printers are good. I'm considering looking for a printer. If I buy one, we'll do a printer review.
That'd be nice. I heard a lot of like the, especially Epson ink things. Like the ink cartridges are just like little sponges that they dab with ink. They're like nothing in there. It's really terrible.
Well, the thing is like that's not bad. Like if that's just how you got to do ink, that's how you got to do ink. But it's like charging as much as you do for that, and
lasting as long as it does, which is nothing.
And having like this, how the Juicero failed
Juicero blender.
You could just squeeze the package
better than the blender did.
Now think about it where it like the only way to get the juice is using the Juicero.
Yeah, that's printer ink.
That's the only way to get juice at all is through a Juicero. You can make the Juicero as like terrible as you want. Everyone is going to still have to use it. And it had that feature where it like scans the thing for authenticity or
so you couldn't do other bags.
And stuff like that. That's exactly what happens in printers.
Yep.
Where it scans it for authenticity. You can sign up for an ink subscription service, and then you get like ink mailed to you, right?
Right.
And then if you cancel the subscription service, the ink that you received through that subscription service stops working.
That's a step too far. What the hell is that? The stuff you've already bought, purchased, and now have in your hands, they're taking away from you?
Like, again, I don't agree with it.
You're not purchasing the ink. You're just licensing yourself to use it.
Well, that is a subscription service. That is actually what you sign up for. You
sign up for the service is getting the ink, not the ink itself.
I agree with you, but like I understand how they could word this to make it like apparently legal.
I will never print anything again. Glad we live in a digital world.
You go to the library.
The printer companies. Yeah, I'm the library figured out. That'd be pretty funny. Go to a Kinko's, have those pop back up again.
Well, I mean, like, if you just go to the library, you can print whatever you want. For
free? Really?
Pretty sure if you sign up, like, maybe there's a limit, right? But it's a public library.
If I ever need to print, I got the library right down there.
You can supposedly also rent games from libraries.
Yeah, I was able to do that when I was a kid. Yeah. Rent like PS2 games, GameCube games. They started doing that. Movies too.
Yeah.
As long as you had a library card. Same way you rented books. You can just rent it, bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
Had to pay for it if it was broken or damaged, but they didn't know how to check damaged things. As long as the disc was in there, they were like, we don't give a fuck. Don't care if we scratched it up a little bit on accident, left it on top of the PS2 and the dog stepped on it or whatever. Give it back to the library. No care. Man,
and you take the dog's nose and you turn it into the PlayStation controller thumbstick.
Was it worth it?
Yeah.
Renting games was such a good time. I almost lost access to my Steam account the other day just because I'm stupid. So
What'd you do?
I was trying to just change my password because I think it was something of like, I wanted to, it all started with, let me just go back to the start. I'm 2 achievements away from getting like a level 3 like Steam account, whatever it is, like doing all the community achievements. And like the last 3 things were like make a post in the community, complete a trading card set and form it into a badge, and then like one other thing. So I go and look and like, all right, what trading card sets am I almost complete with? Can I just find like, the 1 or 2 that I'm missing for like 6 cents in the market and just do that really quick? I don't give a shit. And I go and I add like, whatever the minimum $5 to my account. And I go to purchase the things and it says, okay, well, to purchase multiple things, you need to have a Steam mobile authenticator, whatever to.
As someone who's sold cards on Steam Marketplace before, yeah, that is true.
Yeah, you have to do your 2-factor authentication. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I pop that open. And it says I'm logged out on that. And I'm like, all right, well, I try to put in my password, but I think my password is, and it's wrong, not letting me back in. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess I just don't remember my password. Let me go to change my password. And as I go through all the Steam support things, and every time I hit change password, it automatically takes me to, are you sure you want to disable your mobile authenticator? And I'm like, well, I don't really want to do that, but I keep going through it and keep throwing me back to it like every 4 different times in a row. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I haven't really used my mobile authenticator for anything in a while, so I guess I'll just sign out of it. When I change my password, I'll be able to sign back into it. Just bing, bang, boom. I sign out of remove my mobile authenticator, signs me out of Steam, signs me out of everything. Boom. And I'm like, all right. Well, I probably put in my password. It's still not the password. I don't remember. It's not working. I can't put in a thing to change my password now because usually you do that from within your account. And now they're like, every time I try to request a new password thing, it's asking me to go through my Steam mobile authenticator, which I no longer have. So I have to go through my phone or my email, and it eventually becomes a thing where I have to open a Steam support ticket. And I'm just kind of like, man, what the hell happened? When did I change my password and not write it down like an idiot? And then that's when it struck me like, wait, last time I changed my password, I did write it down. And I swear to God, I thought I went through, because I know you're supposed to do this when you change your passwords. Most places auto-log you out of things and make you re-log back in so that your credentials are up to date, and this doesn't happen. So I thought I was pretty sure that I had done that, but I guess I hadn't. And I went and found written somewhere in one of my notebooks that I had my passwords, all of them, including my Steam one, which was changed to something much longer and much more secure. And I was like, oh, okay. So I put that back in. Steam came back up, got my mobile authenticator back, closed my support ticket. Everything's fine. Small heart attack for nothing. Just because I forgot that I had changed my password and written it down. Like a good person, I was reading all these forum posts that were basically like, because it's Steam forums, people like, oh, I can't get back into my account. People like, you're an idiot for not writing down your password, stupid. And I was like, oh, man, I'm feeling like the stupid idiot for not writing down my password. But I wasn't a stupid idiot. I did write down my password. Just forgot that I did that.
Yeah. Well, I feel like a lot of the times that I get trainings and stuff like that at work, like they say, do not write down the password.
Well, especially if it's like secure things and you're like in a public workplace, and probably don't want to keep your passwords out like in your desk and whatnot. But for redundancies and whatnot, they'll usually have you like write it and keep it in a safe or something, keep it on your person.
Yeah,
just like you have the physical backup somewhere.
Post-apocalyptic scenario where I need to log into your Steam, I'll be able to break into here and rummage through your goods.
You got to figure out which notebook it's written in. Could be my handy dandy notebook. Could be my little pocket notebook. Could be my SpongeBob Kelp Power notebook that you got me.
When I pick it up, I should get like a notification in my head, like
password notebook. It only have one page openable to.
Yeah,
it'll be like one of those books where like 90% of the pages are plastic, but the one in the middle, you just haha.
Then I'll log in and then I'll I don't know, I'll sell your Counter-Strike skins.
No, I only have like 4
buy
good
beans.
ones. To buy beans.
In the post-apocalypse.
Oh, you know what I really want, and I don't really know why. I want to get like a big ass book and just carve out a gun in it. Have like one of those from the movies where like I open my book and it's just a gun. I feel like that'd be impossible to take the gun out of there first off, because you'd have to have it like halfway out of the book thing. Like the reason they're like the cutout foam works is because you're able to just very easily like move the foam. It's very soft foam. I feel like a book wouldn't be that. I feel like you'd be like really gripping to try and get that gun out of the book.
You give it some extra space. But I think you should just do it, but like not put the gun in there, but have like the outline of the gun in the book.
And someone finds it and they're like, oh.
Yeah.
he's got the gun out already.
Yeah. Donate that to a library.
That'd be a fun thing to leave in a library. That'd be kind of mean. Someone finds that, they just probably run. Yeah, that's because like there was the thing from The Great Gatsby where they were like, oh, he's got all these books and it's not even carved out for liquor bottles. Liquor bottles make sense because they're like rounded, right? Like even if you put a book in there, like at least half of that is going to be out of it. A gun is just flat.
Okay, so here's the thing: you just open it up to like halfway through the book.
Yeah.
Well, the gun is only like if the gun is like a little bit less than the thickness from cover to cover, you cut out most of the pages. You just flip through more pages. And then you have more grip room for the gun.
You're gonna need to flip like it's like 90%. Like try to grab this when it's only like this much above the thing. You're kind of like.
You flip more pages.
And then eventually you're just opening to like the back of the book to where there's no more pages because that'll make it the easiest.
Yeah. What are you talking like?
So eventually you just.
Why do you need to not do that? You're getting a gun out of the book.
Because the whole point of it is the gun is in the middle of the book. And this point, in this scenario, now I'm basically just taking the back of the book, taking all of the pages, and it's probably even worse now. I don't know.
Well, if you open it up from the back of the book and you flip it open, you still have the same issue of the gun being in.
You're right.
So you need to do it halfway through.
And then it'll still be shitty because I'm telling you, there's no way. I'm going to look up gun in books. The way I'm picturing this in my head, you cannot grab it out of there. And if you start flipping more pages, it's just like a sunken cost fallacy of like, why did I put the gun in the book? This is fucking terrible.
You flip halfway through, the gun is halfway out.
And I'm telling you, a gun halfway out is not like grippable.
You take your thumb, you put it underneath the back to pick it up a little bit. And then you put your hand around the handle, and then you got it.
See, now this makes a little more sense. Where if it's like a full square and you can grab it.
Yeah, but that's less funny.
See, then like, how are you going to get that out of there? You're going to have to like pull the trigger to grab that thing.
You flip the pages.
If you flip more page, okay, that one it's a little bit of a smaller gun and a really thick book. So I think if you get a thick enough book, you could probably still get like basically the entire gun out while still like. Because you can basically only hollow out the first 3/4 of that book and just close it on top instead of having to hollow out like the bottom of the book and have the gun nestle in there. Because that's the problem that I'm really messing with. The gun nestles into the pages. That's when you're really going to... Because you're not going to be able to flip past that. You're going to be tearing pages and shit. That's...
Boo-hoo.
You're trying to get the gun out of there quick, man. That's the point. You have the gun stowed in the
pages.
book. It's going to be a mess. I feel like, like something like this.
Just turn the thing upside down and shake it.
You're fucked. Yeah. Something like this, it's a little bit better because I think they have a little bit underneath the back, but you're kind of fucked trying to get that out. You're opening the book and you're just like, oh, yeah, let me turn the page. Like, yeah, you're just like fucking with the pages. Like, why are you fucking with that book so much? You're just trying to get this gun out. It's tough. It would be tough. I'm saying as cool as it looks.
All the shit you talk about reading books, I feel like you physically just aren't like experienced with them.
Could be.
Enough.
Could be. I haven't picked up a book in a
while.
It's been a while.
Open it halfway. If that's not enough, then you you take out more pages until enough of it's exposed for you to grab.
See, but I'm saying if you cut indentations into the book to where the gun has to go downward, then
you leave just enough space on the side.
But
what are you trying to save words here?
No, you're going to have to leave enough space on the side instead of cutting it out perfectly to shape. But the cutting perfectly to shape is like the cartoon, like perfect thing. But I think the good thing is just cut a big ass square so the gun can fit in there, and then you can just grab it out. I think that's a smart play. Or just cut a big ass square into the top so that the gun doesn't have to sit into anything, and then you can just whoop, boop, get the gun out. You can open the book and the gun will slide right out. Pretty good. It's like the zip gun. We talked about that. I got to show you the video for that. It's so funny. There's somebody, I forget exactly who it was, an arms company that doesn't exist anymore. They set out to make the safest handgun ever on the market. And the product that they made was the most dangerous and batshit insane handgun ever made on the market. It's called the 22 zip gun. It's got different shit of like, I'm pretty sure it's to put the safety on, you have to put your hand over the barrel.
Oh my
and
god.
shit like that, and like to charge it, or to load it and like cock it back correctly, you have to like put it almost like point it directly at you. Like it's such an awkward thing. It's shaped like this. Like that's the whole shape of it. It's just a brick. It looks like such a wacky thing. I'm going to show you the video of Forgotten Arms going through it. He's just like laughing about it, like, I hope I don't shoot myself with this thing. Hope it doesn't go off. Obviously, he's doing it unloaded, but he's just showing like how unsafe it could possibly be. It was like supposed to be a gun that was really good to drop or really good to be able to just leave out with your kids. You don't have to worry about that. And yeah, it became the worst possible thing you could ever do.
I mean, if the safety's on.
I think the safety, was it was like a push in. So if you imagine like a gun, right? Like this would be the barrel, this was the safety, and you had to push this way, push it inward. So you had to basically like put your hand like this and push it, and hopefully not shoot yourself with this shitty rattly gun that was known to fire when you drop it or shake it too much. And once you put the safety on, you can't load it and arm it correctly. So it's not like you can, like normal guns, you load it, rack it, safety on. Now it's ready to go, so you can safety off fire. You have to unload it, put the safety on, put the thing in, and then...
Do they have any other guns from that company?
I don't... I want to say maybe, but it was one of the, like, an old company. So it was probably, like, before very wide-range semi-automatic, like, government contracts and whatnot.
Because relatively speaking, a lot of other guns seem safer when you describe the features of this one.
Oh yeah, that's the crazy thing. They made it like, I don't know how the guy in talks about it. Like I don't know what part of R&D or like what executives pushed this through. Clearly, nobody who knows anything about guns like was the final send off for this gun. It's insane. Like the fucking revolver rifles were safer. And this literally had to wear hand guards because all the blast powder would come through. They just made revolvers with long ass barrels, and they're like, yeah, hold it right here. But like revolver cylinders, like they don't. That's just not like a really good like keeping it all contained. So it would often just shoot a lot of black powder out also with your thing. So a lot of time when you'd use it, you just burn the shit out of your forearm. So they sold them with just big ass leather, like basically chaps for your arms. Or
like
you
a
could
falconer's glove.
Basically, yeah. Or you could just buy a rifle. Just don't buy your stupid long revolver. Buy a rifle. Those didn't last very long. Buy a rifle, buy a shotgun. Don't buy your stupid 6 foot long.
Seems cool though.
It does seem cool and it looks cool, but it's, practice is not great. Not the best. Also, how the hell are you going to carry that thing? It's just literally you're carrying like a piece of conduit around.
Yeah, holster.
With what?
Goes like all the way down your leg. It's fine.
It's just like a leg brace. You can't bend your leg at all. Oh, we didn't even talk about it. That was a really cool thing. You've seen, I don't know if you've seen the Red 9 outside. Have you seen it in Resident Evil? Do you know what the Red 9 looks like? So the Red 9, the Mauser itself, the whole stock that it comes with, you can attach to the back of it, is also its carrying case. Let me show the actual... Oh, do we have a full like picture of it? This thing. So that whole stock you can attach to the back of the gun. That flips open like a violin case, and you can just put the whole gun in there.
Oh.
Yeah, right? Neat. And that would strap the wood part to your leg, and you'd be able to flip it open, pop the gun out, and then if you needed to, you can unholster the whole wood part, snap it to the back. Yeah.
For added stability.
Right. It had like rifling sights too. Crazily enough, it was not like usable for the 9mm because the 9mm bullet is like very round and flat, and the old like 7.63, like I was talking about, was more rifle rounded, so it was much like thinner and would fly farther. Why they call it the box cannon, because you could literally just like, it was a rifle in your hand. The 9mm version was, like I said, a little more ceremonial, was pretty outdated gun. Not the best at the time, but still pretty cool. Cool piece of history.
Yeah, made it into Resident Evil.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I just love that they, for whatever reason, they just go so hard with it. Like Resident Evil 5 has all like accurate weapon names. Like not even like, oh, we're going to call this like the Silver Ghost handgun. Like no, it's just H&K P90 or like S&W 500. Like it's all just Smith & Wesson, Heckler and Koch, all the actual like names of the guns. I don't know if you need to pay for that or like that the gun companies paid or what. I don't know where the money goes for that kind of, but it's pretty cool. They went over the top for it. I love it.
Yeah.
Resident Evil loves their guns.
Yeah, it's neat. Instead of just calling it like the Destroyer shotgun.
Right. They actually have cool shit. Ah, man. Especially they actually made the real version of the Matilda, which I didn't know was a real gun until Resident Evil 5. They had a very unique iteration of the Beretta. I think it was the M92. So it's like actually the handgun that's used as a standard in the U.S. military. I think still today. Those are the Army. But it's basically just, instead of a regular handgun, it's got a bigger trigger guard because it was used for the Italian Special Forces who often use thick leather gloves. Had a fold-out stock and a front handle that was specifically designed to feel like a pair of pliers so that men would be used to holding it. Because it fired in 3-round bursts and was meant for like kicking down doors and storming places real quick.
Kind of like how like grenades were supposed to feel like baseballs or something.
Yeah, during World War II, they specifically commissioned baseball grenades because any young, able-bodied man should be able to know how to throw this with good accuracy and distance. Smart. I like designs like that when they try to just make them already like converge to modern like thinking and technology.
Yeah, asks less of the user.
Right. Like a lot of military stuff nowadays is literally piloted, not even like the test versions, like actual versions with
Like the
Xbox controllers.
yeah.
So like whatever, we're not going to test you on new ones. If we can figure out how to wire it to this, then we're going to do this. Pretty sweet. Same with like drone piloting and stuff. A lot of that is just like the same like touchscreen controllers, like tablet controls. Same stuff they use.
I don't even know how you do that. I never piloted any type of drone.
I assume it's like, it looks like Switch controllers, but it's like all the same they use for like drone flying competitions. Like the same stuff you see in military videos, the same stuff they were using.
Yeah, that's how it works.
It's like they'll do this and like be able to switch to touchscreen. I don't know what it is, but it looks like a super cool Nintendo Switch.
I wonder how you controlled that can of Chef Boyardee, though. What controller?
Probably just one of those like old school toy store, like zzz, and you got the wheel.
Yeah.
It's a little faster and turn it. Oh, man, I miss RC cars. Every time I got an RC car, I'd take it to the park and just ride it down slides till it broke. It was so fun. It was so fun. It was the most fun. Listen, all right, I like to see, my favorite toys were the crash test dummies. They were meant to break. I like seeing toys go boom. They're fun.
That's fair.
They're fun. Speaking of fun, we've had a good bit of fun, but I think it's time to call this episode a Cold Hard Trash CRT episode 110. Thank you so much for sticking around with us. We hope you enjoyed it. A lot of my ranting about Resident Evil and guns and whatnot. I will maybe play Pokemon someday, but it's probably not going to be today or tomorrow.
I just think he's not going to do it ever.
I'll probably do it. I might do it. I tried Nier.
Do it.
All right, I said I would try Nier, and I tried it. I might try this Pokemon thing. I just don't know if it'll stick. That's the thing. I just don't want to. You're excited for me to play this, and you want me to get into it. If I just try to get into it, like pick it up, force myself, and I'm like, I don't want to. If I wait for the right moment, I might actually get into it. You got to wait for the stars to align a little bit.
Fair enough.
I don't want to just smack this one because that was kind of what happened with Nier, where I was looking for something to play. I tried it, and I was already kind of like a little iffy going into it, but I put an honest effort in, and I was like, I really just can't sink my teeth into it. I'm really not feeling a JRPG in general right now.
Let me see if I can just beat A2 for you, and then because that's probably the hardest, the biggest difficulty spike.
Oh yeah.
In the whole game, I would say so.
Damn, why are you throwing me right there? It's not a quarter muncher. Why you got to do that to me right at the beginning, man? That's ridiculous.
I mean, it's a little bit into it. It's a little bit into the game. It's probably like the third.
What? I'm like 2 hours into the game? Not even. What do you mean the first third?
You're supposed to replay the game a couple times.
Oh, okay. So it actually is shorter. I remember like the last playthrough, you actually get to play as 9s, I've heard. But
the second playthrough, and the last one, yeah.
Interesting.
The first one you're B2, the second one you're 9s, the third one, no spoilers, but you do play as 9. That's for part of it.
Interesting. As the third one, did you play as A2? Did you say? Yeah.
Okay, so I already did tell you that. But yeah, it's split between 9S and A2.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I'm interested in the story, but...
Also, your side quests persevere in between playthroughs, so you don't need to finish them all.
Neat. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really feeling like the whole JRPG. I've been RPG pilled, and I really want to get back into Mother, but maybe once I start playing that, I'll be a little more like ready to get back into a bigger JRPG. Anyway, we were in the middle of ending it.
Yeah, see ya.
Thanks for stopping out. I hope you enjoyed it. Rate us 5 stars. Till the next time. See you.